What's up guys, OG2K here, and today we are going to be breaking down another $150,000 tournament qualification game against Seeve today. So we matched up with Seeve in the latter portion of this tournament. We are trying to get that top 32. Spoiler, we get top 32. We get, the way this tournament works is that there's a day one and there's a day two to the tournament. Day one is the first 4 rounds of it, and we skip right past all that. So we are on day 2, the final 64. We will upload about that and break those games down as well. But this is what we got right now for the next couple of weeks. We're just going to be mixing in some of the games that we played. And so matched up with Seeve here. He is in 5 wide. Defensive playbook, we got New Orleans Saints, nickel 2-4. 4 double or nothings are insanely huge. They're like the only reason I'm in nickel 2-4. We like to call cover 3 cloud every play and shade down, make a very minimal adjustment. So as you could see, we hover over the center, pinch crash down. Versus gun formations, versus under center, we pinch crash up and contain, and then hover over the center to shoot the run. But since he's in gun, he's in 5 wide, we're gonna be pass committing almost every single play. So I don't know if you guys are really familiar with Seeve. He's a massive YouTuber. He kind of does the same thing that I do on here a little bit, but he has his own twist on it, so much respect to him. But in the game here, he is going to be going to this play a lot, and what this play will do is it is reverse whip, and then out route, and that's the same on both sides of the field here. The only difference is that this side of it has a tight end and he goes on a crosser. That's just to get my user to go, or like a yellow zone or something. But what this combo will do, these out routes on both sides, it's gonna pull like a flat zone, which this outside corner is in the flat, and then this reverse whip gets super far out in an area where this middle of the field defender, this yellow zone, can't really get to it. So, and then same thing over here. This yellow zone is responsible for the middle on this side of the field. There's just no way he would be able to make it out there unless I switch sticked onto him. And if I do that, then the tight end will be there, and it's just there's a lot of games he likes to play built off of this play. So we're gonna be keep an eye out for that during this game. So we might make more adjustments in this game, just for the simple fact that he calls a scheme that it's like different than a lot of other people's. Here though, we move this top safety above the tight end so that if the tight end's on a streak again, it'll be taken away. But if this slot receiver, he's not being shown because it's zoomed in weird. If he's on a streak, we just moved the yellow zone out here. We could switch stick onto the yellow zone, follow the streak, or if he calls that same combo, that the reverse whip, this yellow zone will be closer. My fault. The yellow zone will be closer to be able to play that without as long of a switch stick. So as you could see, shade down, and it's really gonna be a problem if we have just gonna point this out here, since this outside corner is in a hard flat, and if he puts that outside receiver in a streak, he's really gonna have an open window to throw a potential touchdown over here. So we're gonna consider maybe outside thirding this guy and flatting this guy, or do vert hook, flat. Like, you just gotta have this guy in an outside third, like, to take away that streak. So as you could see, he hits an out route though, so he missed a potential touchdown there. But later in the game, you'll see that that'll be something that you should keep in mind. So a lot of people ask me, how do I defend 5 wide? We're breaking it down right here. So hover over the center, pass commit. They're passing every play in 5 wide, and you see right there, he hits a touchdown to what we just pointed out. This time though, he saw that on the last play that I messed that up, so he goes streak inside breaking to take this third away. Or if this third somehow makes it way out here to this streak, then he'll just have this seam streak way down here, like inside of this guy. So yeah, so basically he just had that for the touchdown and he takes it. So let's see. We get the ball. Miami Dolphins offensive playbook. Miami package and Pistodu's close. Puts the fullback in the depth chart at the left tight end spot. So I like to sub in a fast running back or a fast fullback, which is Westover on my team. And he's in one high safety. So you guys, we might run the ball first play just to get into the flow of it. But you guys are familiar with this. Double streaks. Since it's one high safety, it means either cover 1 or cover 3. Because simply that's just the only defense they could play. Now we go double corners, double streaks, and then a Texas. What it'll do, these corners beat man and zone. So if it's cover 1, you'll have 2 1-play touchdowns most likely, and these streaks won't really beat cover 1, obviously. Texas maybe will be open short against cover 1 because it's pretty solid at beating man. But if it is cover 3, these guys are responsible for the thirds, and then these guys are going to be the flat zone, and there's no way they make it out to these corners. So that's just the thought process behind it. And also, if it's cover 3, then these 2 streaks are going to be going deep. This middle third will have to pick between one of the streaks. If he picks, most of the time, since I'm in the middle hash, I won't know until like the play happens. But if you're on, like, say you're on this hash and the ball's over here, this streak will be open because it's just more space to cover most of the time. So yeah, let's see what we do. The corner on the right, arguably could have thrown the one on the left, but whatever. Now we're on the wide side. Gonna call the same exact thing against this defense every single time until he figures out a way to stop it. As you could see, we throw the streak on the wide side of the field, but he does have a DB that we could have waited an extra second to throw it, honestly. But we're gonna go literally right back to the same thing. And this time, what he's doing actually is he's running cover 3 cloud essentially, but with a one high safety look, which is kind of interesting to me. This guy's in like a flat or maybe a cloud. There's just no way that he's going to be faster than this corner route though. And then this guy's in an outside third. So he's trying to take it away that way. And you could see it just gets outside of both of them. These corners run insanely good to the wide side. Worth noting though, in this bench play, you want your the red corner to be on the short side, because when we audible the split close pro with our 2 running back personnel, you're going to want that wheel going to the wide side every single time. So that is why you see me come out with the red corner on the short side. That's just the way it works. Okay, one high safety again. We just have the corner. Highballed it there. We didn't really need to. I was just scared of like underneath zones. And then, so important thing with pausing here, I think, what was it? Byers is in. So when that happens, I just like to make sure that I have a fast backup fullback. That way, if Westover gets tired, it's not someone like super slow there. We just have Barkley. He's a little bit faster. So, okay, Westover's got energy again. But we go to the RPO here, and he's got that outside corner in a flat. We still get a solid 5 yards out of it, though. Good for close to the end zone. Gonna try it again to this side now. See if it's there. It is, kind of, but not really. So that's why we're in a 3rd and 4. Pretty much 3rd and goal, but 3rd and 4 just for football's sake. All right, motion play here. Pretty much this, he's got one corner over here to defend a corner route and this wheel. If he does it, hats off to him. But most of the time, if this wheel pulls this flat way down here, you'll just have the corner above it. And then if he does play in between them, you kind of can just try and chuck this wheel and get as much rack as possible. And outside of that, say everything's covered. Say this flat plays way down here and this guy's manned up to him and somehow gets way out here to defend it. We have running back streak and then turns into a post on the back of the end zone to catch them off guard, and then drag Texas, which will really stress out this side of the field over here. Something probably will be open in that area. I did have the corner, missed it. The Texas really looked like it was there. Let's see. Let's just watch it back just to see for sure. And yeah, it was kind of there, but I pass led it directly into the D lineman and that side of the field. Right here, though, we are just kind of lost. We're trying to have this wheel pull the zones inside so that the corner could get way out back here. And then we have backside routes to split the zones. These routes space very well on the right. That's a concept you'll see me call a lot. And then over here, streak, like if it's open in the seam, I'll throw it as a streak, but then if it's open late, I'll throw it over there. So that's why it's an in route instead of a streak. And as you can see, he gets baited way down to the underneath routes, and we just hit the in route above it. Easy stuff there. But you guys are here to see the defense against 5 wide. So since he beat me in a double streak play, this time we're just going to call cover 4 and get a gauge for, you know, what is really going on. You know how we call double streaks on this side? Since there's 2 quarters, then the quarters will just take the streaks. There's no way I could get beat by double streaks. Now we just got to worry about the underneath stuff. As you could see, I'm using this hard flat, or turn it into a vert hook. Okay, he calls the same thing, hits that reverse whip. The thing cover 4 struggles against, though, is the middle of the field, short middle of the field, because you're dedicating so much to the deep and the deep blues, deep outside and inside. So this time, we're simply just going to have this outside third, move him up a little bit to defend that outside streak, and then we're going to man up this guy with this guy. So if it's double streaks, this guy's going to guard that one, and this guy's going to guard the inside one, and we still have, you know, this vert hook over here, and this guy's just completely taken away. So, okay, goes double streaks. He arguably had the outside one, but we're going to take that into account. Now this time, we're going to outside third him so that that streak is just, this outside streak is just completely done. Not even really worried about this side of the field right now, but these guys are taken away on their streaks for sure now. And then we have this guy on a hard flat, and you know, if this guy's on like a drag or a curl, it's just going to be taken away as well. So gonna hover here, pass commit. We're continuing to try things out, and we're gonna vert hook this corner because since he's going out route reverse whip, maybe since we're going to mix that up, he's going to not expect that guy to stay in the middle, and he won't throw that out route possibly. So let's see what happens here. Okay, he does the same thing. That reverse whip is covered, but he does throw the out route. So got him in a third down though, so not the end of the world. Gonna do that same adjustment, man the tight end up, and then we're really just focused on switch sticking onto this guy and taking away these two with this one defender. Okay, he does go tight end wheel though, which is honestly the perfect play there. So respect to him for that call. We're just gonna guard the seams and then switch stick over here again. Let's just see what we can do with it. Yeah, so pass commit, he's in 5 wide. He can't run the ball on 5 wide, so you're gonna get those better sheds. Okay, everything was taken away. Beautiful. That was the first play of the game where we really took away every route. So now we're gonna actually just, since that guy was on a post on the outside, and he could have pass let it like between here. Imagine this is an outside third. This post will get inside of the third, underneath or above all these guys, so he'd have a window there. So this time we man him up, route commit him in, route commit Moss in, and then we have this hard flat out there to defend, like a zig route, anything like that. So let's just see. And then we're also responsible for switch sticking onto that side of the field on the right. So let's see. Okay, he goes out route, taken away, and the drag is taken away. So we're playing solid D, 3rd and 10. It's good, probably the best defensive drive we've played so far, easily. Actually, we only played 2 drives, so yeah. But as you could see, we go cloud over here to take away like the out route thing, and then on this right side, we're really trying to throw him off here. Like this cloud will defend like a streak in the out route, and then this will defend like the reverse whip, and then I'm just responsible for like if one of these two goes on a streak or if this guy goes on a post. And hopefully by the time those break open, the pressure just comes in. So as you could see, the pressure's there, but he gets cheated on that. So since the cloud flat is supposed to defend that out route, the only problem with it though is he's super far inside, so he's just not going to make it out there. So the adjustment we make for that now, instead of having this guy in the cloud, we put this guy in the cloud, man up, man up. That way, streak's taken away, boom's taken away, out route's taken away. Everything should be taken away. And then on the right side, let's see what we do. Same thing over there, and we're only going to rush 3. So that side should be completely taken away. And problem with this, though, we had a cloud over here just expecting it to play the out route, and it simply just didn't. So it happens. So that happens. I'm going to go back to our base shell this time. And he just throws right at me. Arguably could have been a pick there. Same setup as the fourth down, I'm pretty sure. So goes tight end post or whatever, and then drag is just open late. As you can see, he loves to call drags and things of that nature. He hits a drag here on third down to avoid a fourth down, and we get a guy to come in free for a sack. This is the thing with nickel 2-4, guys. You hover here, pass commit. Sometimes they'll come in free. Like this guy didn't even shed really. He just came in free. That's why I like nickel 2-4. In addition to the double or nothing shedding, if you don't get like a glitchy disengage like so. So now that he's in a second and long, we're gonna shade up and have cloud flats out there. Play conservative on this guy, have him manned up. This by the time this cloud or this streak on Ibuka, if he does have one, clears this cloud flat, this third will be back there in time, so I'm not worried about that. I route commit these guys inside and have a cloud here. Route commit this guy inside, have a cloud here. So I'm not worried about them getting beat to the outside. It's just me using the middle and the tight end basically. So that's really my responsibility. He goes tight end wheel and he gets how many yards? 6 yards. That's fine. Third and long still. Problem with running this and not manning this guy up, you're gonna have to switch stick it very sharply, and I messed up an adjustment. So most of the time this middle guy will be RB, but since he flipped it, I was thinking that guy was still the adjustment for that side, but actually it changes when he flips. So I accidentally double bracketed this guy, which is good to take this guy away, but when he's on I got a user 2 guys, it's gonna be really tough. So yeah, he just called a solid play for that and makes a good read. Can't even be mad about it. Right here though, honestly, not much to explain on offense here, guys. We're gonna be calling the same beater for cover one or one high safety. I sometimes like to call this combo against 2 high safeties, but just remember this is a pure one high safety. Just the look is just really gonna be tough to defend when you're calling this combo against it. So we're gonna call a mix up here. We actually just we want to mix it up. Like honestly, that combo with the double streaks will still work, but you want to give him a different look, even if like that'll still probably work, just so that he's seeing something else as well. Now we're just gonna try and like really throw him off by calling a different look. We kind of know exactly what he's gonna call, and one high safety isn't the best defense, so we just go corner there. What this will do, since these guys are so far inside, the reason I call this, when they're in like dollar, they have like a slot out here, but one high safety, his guy is super far inside. One of these guys is responsible for the flat most likely, and if this guy's responsible for the flat, this corner route will get outside faster than this guy could get back to his third. So that's exactly what happens here. As you can see, this guy's in the third. He's just not going to make it out to a corner route. Even a man up wouldn't really make it out. So we're going to try the same thing, but just with this motion, essentially. So basically, if this guy's in the flat, I still think that my 96 speed could beat him to the edge on this. Like, this guy's like in a third probably, but I still think that like he's going to beat him out there. And if he doesn't beat him, if he switch sticks onto it, this corner route gets underneath deep blues and above flats, and then we have a Texas route which is good in the middle and a streak which is good in the middle. So a lot of things he has to worry about here, and that corner kind of worked the way we wanted it to, but we threw a poor situational pass there. So we're going to go back to the same thing now, but since we really want to flood this side, we're going to do tight end drag instead of corner, which will just do streak or drag Texas, which is one of my favorite concepts in the world, in the universe, actually one of my favorite concepts. We juke with Daniels and then just hit the Texas on the backside. So since he saw drag, he kind of forgot about the backside, and then we were just able to hit a later route. We had the streak, I think, too. So just solid drive there. Gonna do something that we've been trying to figure out is just man that guy up and have, essentially user the middle of the field and just do our best in that way of it. Gonna Gonna take it to the 2-minute here. And let's see, do we man up both of them? Yes, we do. Instead of a cloud, though, since a cloud won't make it out from here, it'll be a hard flat. If I wanted to do a cloud, I would have to do it on the outside corner. You see there, reverse whip is just really good from that middle receiver. So honestly, he could call that at any point, and it would be tough for me to defend. It's just the combos he calls to mix it up are, what I'm trying to stop, so that I could really make a play on that reverse whip. As you could see, he does reverse whip to that side now. It's just a really good scheme. I give him credit for it. Me and Seeve, man, we are similar. We are off-meta players, and we have some of the best schemes in the game right now. So tons of respect for my guy. He just goes deep out route above hard flats, and he gets cheated again because Thornton is 6'5". So that is it's gonna be very tough to catch sometimes. Throws it right at a guy there. Could have been really picked. 3rd and 7. Oh, let's see what we do. Show play art. Okay, we're just going all out, man. So essentially, these guys are just, manned up, and then I'm usering this guy. That's really the basis of it. And then let's see. Do a vert hook on him. We only rush 3. Just beautiful defense. Everything is kind of taken away. So 4th down here. Let's see what we call, so I could explain it for you guys. And oh, yikes, my bad. I'll get back to that. All right, so 4th down here, and we have what do we got? We got vert hook and 2 man ups. These guys are route committed inside, and then we have a hook here to take away like a curl, because the curl would get underneath man coverage. So we just want to take away this side, and then if he calls curl here, you got it. But we just got to be responsible for drags, streaks, seam streaks, stuff like that. And the tight end's obviously not really accounted for here, so we just got to user him if he goes on any type of route that would be that. So he calls curl, and we are on the tight end, and we just screw it up somehow. I don't know what. He threw right at me. Like, this wasn't a good play from him by any means. So, like, this guy is on, like, that stop and go route. So I'm running back to it, and then he just stop and goes right underneath me. So that is very, very frustrating for me. But I mean, I could have used it a tiny bit better. So just really frustrating though. He's going to try and run the ball in. We're in goal line, run D, and we just stop him on 1st and goal, stop him on 2nd and goal. He calls timeout. Now he's in 5 wide on 3rd and goal. We man up the reverse whip on this side, and we have zones, and we're going to use the tight end crosser. Just sacked. So now he's super far back. He definitely can't go for this now. So he's going to take his 3 here, and we are going to go into halftime. If we don't score a run play touchdown here, I like to test my chances in goal line instead of a Hail Mary. So as you could see, we just burst out with Krosky. We beat that guy. That could have been a touchdown. But yeah, so gonna start. We haven't ran the ball in this game, but we're gonna start the second half out by trying to establish a run game, and we do it beautifully there. Second run, I actually forgot that we called a run already, but since that worked, we're just gonna keep calling it, honestly. Like, we score a touchdown out of it. Like, the thing is, guys, when I have a play that works, I like to go to it, so that double streaks is gonna work. But then when I mix in the run and I see that the run is working, now I have a really good pass play and a really good run play. So to me, I think having a good pass play is a little bit more value. So I was happy that I was having a really good pass play. But then when you have a good run play on top of it for whatever defense they're in, it is going to be so hard for them to play defense. And right here, we're just back on D, going to man the same guys up. I think we kind of stopped him in my head already because he threw directly at me on a 4th down. So, like, we were a couple steps away from stopping his 5 wide. So I'm going to just really not mix much up besides mixing up my shells on, you guys never see me mix up my shells, but against 5 wide and as against Seeve, you kind of have to, because if you sit in that cover 3 with the 2 vert hooks, which literally every other formation in the game, it's going to work just fine. but against this, I just had to mix it up. So we're actually going to mix up only sending 3 people sometimes as well, because those double or nothings, it doesn't really matter sometimes if you send 3 or if you send 4. They're still going to shed the same kind of sometimes. So let's see how we're doing. And this gives me more freedom with my user, because now when he would go out route reverse whip, we'd have to worry about both of them with this guy. But now, since this guy's out here, he's going to get out there. We might mix it up at some point, but this guy's going to get out to the flat to take away the out route, hopefully. And then we only have to worry about this guy now. And then the tight end is going to be taken away by the vert hook. So, like, now we just have so much more freedom, and we still have 3 people to shot against 5 wide with a pass commit. Still getting that one-on-one on the left with Abdul Carter, who has edge threat and double or nothing stack for 1 AP. And then we throw Bogo on him for a total of 3 AP for the 3 best pass rush abilities, pretty much, that you could possibly get on one player at the same time without spending a ton of AP. So right here, we are going to try and throw him off by, since he does reverse whips and seam streaks, we're going to just try and play with his head a little bit, since, you know, Seeve is smart. He's very smart when it comes to, like, making combos and reads. But the thing with those kind of guys, when you really do something crazy, and, like, the thing about me, I like to be a system player too sometimes. I'll call what works. I'll do the basic stuff. I'll do the bare minimum sometimes. But I also have a switch where I could do something completely insane. I could have a run play that breaks out. I could have an adjustment that really throws them off guard. And right here, he is not expecting this guy to be manned up all the way across the field onto this guy. So it could possibly, if he sees double streaks and this guy's taken away by the cloud in the third, he would try and throw it late maybe, and, you know, this guy would drift in for a pick. Or if he does reverse whip and the same thing happens. So we're just trying to do something that'll throw him off guard here. So that's why we're cross-manning him way across the field, and we backed him up a little bit. So it perfectly works out there for a pick. And can we get out for 6? Yes, we can. So that really breaks the game open there. And it's just, sometimes you got to do something that, it's not taking a big risk, because we're only sending 3 people, but it is like a small risk. Like, because if he does, say, whip route quick before this guy could even get over there, yeah, like, he'll get a couple yards off of it because the cloud will be back too. But the thing is, the seam streak was taken away because he would be backed up a little bit. He would get to the seam streak. We're not giving up a touchdown by taking this risk. We're not giving up an inverted whip, obviously, by taking the risk. Like, there's not much to be risked here. It's just like a cool thing. We're taking a risk without really taking the risk, if that makes sense. And he just closes out on the ball perfectly. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can't even blame Seeve for making that read, because he obviously just didn't even see that guy. Like, you can't even blame the guy for not seeing that guy run all the way across the field. It was just probably one of my best adjustments of the weekend. So, and then he gets an unlucky overthrow. So we made a really good play. And my defense is performing exceptionally well against Seeve right now. And I really don't make adjustments on defense, if you guys didn't know already. So it's really cool to, you know, now I mix that same adjustment in, and, like, obviously he's not going to fall for it again, but just to be able to get that one stop out of it was, you know, worth, you know, a lot. So now we just got to make him, you know, fight his way down the field and take this clock down, because he has a solid O. Like, it's going to be tough to stop him again. So now that we're up, though, we really just got to try and manage this clock out. And as you could see, we're only rushing 3 people now, because the double or nothings will be still fine against 5 wide when we pass commit. And if you get a guy one-on-one like Abdul Carter or Will Anderson, any of my D linemen, honestly, like, if you get them one-on-one, that'll be really good for you. By the way, just gonna say this quick before I get back into breaking down the gameplay. As he hits an out route with a clear out streak, we're gonna remember that route though. But if you guys have any questions, or, you know, want to be on the lookout for anything that I'm doing in the future, I got a Discord server in the comments with Young Hexseed. We are going to be putting some really cool stuff in there, and just, you know, in the comments pinned, if you guys have any questions, we'll answer them all in there or in my comments here. Obviously, if you guys are confused about anything, I'll answer every comment here and in there as well. So also, in addition to that, we are going to be coming out with an ebook soon, defensive and offensive, and it'll be really cool for you guys. We'll do some really cool stuff, and I will advertise it heavily so you guys do not miss out on it. So also, that it's really cool. Now that we're in the red zone, this is a prime time place to be able to get a stop on him. So we're just really going to zone out. A ton of people rush to make sure everything's taken away good. If he takes, you know, a couple yards, he's still in the same spot pretty much because he's still super close here. Gonna do that cross man, vert hook, hard flat, vert hook, hard flat, take away the tight end, try and switch stick onto him, messed it up, but he does get cheated on the sideline again. So that's the third time that he's had like a sideline catch, but honestly, none of those sideline catch like things have really hurt him. Here though, he goes to one of his favorite things that he calls, and basically we have the tight end manned up with our user. So if we see him go like on any kind of route, we're gonna switch stick off, and this guy will be following him, and then this guy's responsible for like the middle of the field here. The only problem with that is though, when this guy goes on like a super quick out route like that, it's my user's a little bit inside and this vert hook's a little bit outside, so he just has a window between before I could really get there even. So he's gonna go for 2 now. We're gonna make sure that that's taken away this time. We man that guy up onto it now, and he goes on like a crosser, and beautiful. Since that reverse whip was manned up, it was just, you know, knocked out nicely. He goes for an onside kick because he believes that he wants to get that as his form of stopping me. Like a lot of these guys, like when they see me playing such good offense, they're kind of like, I wouldn't say giving up, but like they want to be able to have like something fluke go their way so that they could like get like the upper hand on me by getting like an onside kick. Also, the reason that you would onside there is so that I can't chew like the entire game out. Like I could still chew a little bit here as I'm doing, and we are just like calling basic stuff. Right here though, 4th down, this is a good play at, you know, horizontally attacking the field. Basically, if this guy follows, we know it's man coverage. So like this DB here, if he follows across to the other side, we know it's man. So then this corner fries man, this Texas fries man, and this reverse whip does. But if it's zone and that guy's foul, like it's just so many more things to like. Okay, he doesn't follow though. So the thing about this now is, this guy gonna be manned up to the wheel? Is he gonna be in a hard flat? Because then who's gonna guard the whip? Who's going to guard the Texas and the whip if this guy's taken away? So there's just too much, honestly. And when there's an outside corner, most of the time he won't be able to defend that wheel. So just look out for that. Now we're going to try and just really chew the clock out with these runs, because obviously my defense got to stop and it's playing good, but he's just going to eventually be able to score every drive, you know? So we're trying to take as much, you know, time as we possibly can off the clock before scoring. Right there though, you can't go down there. You got to take your touchdown to go up 2 scores. Now that we did chew enough, the reason we didn't go for 2 there and we took our extra point is so that we go up a full 2 touchdowns, not a full, you know, 14 points, but it'll force him to score 2 touchdowns again, because you can't get field goal and then touchdown 2-point conversion, which would be worth 11 points. So you need 2 touchdowns to be able to take the lead back before regulation ends. So right here, we're really just, you know, he calls a curl route that gets above my D end and a vert hook. So if this, you know, this defense is going to continue to, you know, just be able to make him check down, that's what we'll do. Like we want to take as much time off the clock. Beautiful gets knocked out because it's manned up there, but then he hits a chunk play, get it down to the 2-minute warning, and we got to play solid red zone D, because if he scores a touchdown, he could still get a stop and a score. So really should have been a pick there to end the game. Like he threw right at this man up on the tight end crosser here, but it's fine. So 2nd and goal, And we are going to make sure the tight end out route is covered, everything like that. And okay, that guy on the backside just fries his man. So he scores, takes his extra point. And this onside is really game because my offense has been playing amazing in this game. And nice catch by Agbuka there. So all we got to do really is get into like a second or a third. And then from there, that's actually a really important catch. Really risky throw by me there, because if I, drop that ball, we're going to have to maybe get another first down, because that's just the way the clock works on these scenarios sometimes. Okay, right here, I'm just banking on that if this flat is taken away, which most of the time it's not, then this corner might beat this guy to the outside. And then if he's worrying about all that, this drag will be there quick, streak in the seam, and then post. So let's see. Okay, just run with Daniels, honestly. Don't risk anything. Quarterbacks don't fumble much. Just keep that clock moving. Don't want to risk it. Now, he's in one high safety, so we're going to go back to our bread and butter, except now, since these guys were normally on 2 streaks, we're going to do 2 curls to throw them off. And then what that'll do is it'll pull the yellow zones up and maybe give me a window to throw the Texas underneath them. But since the vert hook on the left plays too far, down, we just hit the vert hook, or the, the curl route above it. Now we just got to manage this clock out, and it should be game. Don't fumble, and we could kneel now. So just like that, we took down Seeve, guys. Probably the best 5 wide player. Him and Antigode are really the 2 best 5 wide players right now, but we took him down. So appreciate you guys for watching until the end of the video. If you guys have any questions, let me know here or in the server, and I'll see you guys in the next one.